History of the Victorian era. The Victorian era in the history of Great Britain is the period during which Queen Victoria reigned from 20th June 1837 until her death on 22nd January 1901. This era was marked by a long period of peace, prosperity, British glory, and the international scene, and the national confidence of British citizens. Some scholars argue that Britain's political triumph in the Victoria era began after the passage of the Reformation Act 1832. This era was preceded by the George era and continued by the Edward era. The half period of the Victorian era coincided with the European Belle Epoque era and the United States Gilt Age.
Social classes. The social classes of this era include the upper class, middle class, and lower class. Those who were fortunate enough to be in the upper class didn't usually perform manual labor. Instead, they were landowners and hired lower class workers to work for them, or made investment to create a profit. This class was divided into three subcategories. Royal, those who came from a royal family; middle upper, important officer and lords; and lower upper, wealthy men and business owners. The working class consisted of unskilled laborers who worked in brutal and unsanitary conditions. They didn't have access to clean water and food, education for their children, or proper clothing. Often, they lived on the streets and were far from the work they could get. So, they would have to walk to where they needed to get to. Unfortunately, many workers resorted to the use of drugs like opium and alcohol to cope with their hardship.
Okay, in this part, I will explain about biography of Queen of Victorian era. Alexandrina Victoria, or Queen Victoria, was Queen of Great Britain and Ireland from 20 June 1837, and she also a Queen of Maharani of India from 1 January 1877 until her death in 1901. Queen Victoria was born in Kensington Palace, London, England on May 24, 1819, and died at the Osborne House, Isle of Wight on January 22, 1901 at the age of 81 years. Victoria's father was Prince Edward, Duke of Kent and Strathern, and her mother was Princess Victoria of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld, a German princess and widow with 2 children from her first marriage to Prince Leiningen. Victoria was baptized by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Charles Manor Sutton, in the Cupola Room at Kensington Palace. When she was born, Victoria was fifth in the line to the throne. Victoria, who was almost completely German in blood, was the last queen of the Hanover dynasty. Her successor, King Edward XII, was of the Saxe-Coburg and Gotha dynasties. Victoria married Albert, a prince of Germany, and from her marriage she had 9 children, among them King Edward XII. Her reign lasted 63 years, 216 days, longer than any king or queen of Britain until 9 September 2015, who was later succeeded by her great-grandson, Queen Elizabeth II, as the longest ruler of Great Britain. Victoria managed to maintain the existence of the monarchy system in England and made it a ceremonial political institution. During the reign, repressive action against the people in British colonies increased significantly.
Okay, from the material that has been explained in the previous video, the work of sastra during this Victorian period has increased rapidly. The Industrial Revolution that occurred in England resulted in scientific progress which was marked by an increase in intellectual activity. The more conducive situation in England made British novelists motivated to work. In this Victorian period, great novelists such as Charles Dickens and William Thackeray produced many novels, followed by the emergence of female writers such as Jane Eyre, Emily Brontë, and George Eliot. Novelists such as Dickens, Thackeray, and George Eliot are considered the great novelists of the Victorian period. This is based on the consideration of the number of work, quality, characteristic, and effect on society and on the development of the author himself.